What's going on, everybody? It's the Daily Fantasy Hitman back at you with another League of Legends breakdown. We got 2 games in the LCK, we got 2 games in the LPL, and I'm ready to sink my teeth into it. So let's go. NS Redforce playing Afrika. That's our first matchup, okay? Afrika, I like this roster a little bit better because of the experience. Nongshim, bit younger. Rich, second split. Peanuts, extreme veteran. But Bay, Diakdam, Kellen, they're all very young players. Keen, Dread, Fly, Bang, Lahens. This team has nearly 2,500 games combined in their career, right? So I'm going to give the edge to Afrika there in terms of overall roster. Now, Nongshim likes to play a slower, macro-oriented game, right? Afrika, more of an early game-oriented team. They're going to try and make a big play. If it works out for them, they win. If it doesn't, you can see it from the mid to late game rating. They kind of suck. So I'm going to give the edge here, Afrika 2-1, because I think that experience edge and that early game rating is going to push them over the top. Final note here, they played the exact same 4 teams, so if you want to read into, recent matches, things like that, I think this is one of the series where it's going to make the most sense because they played the exact same teams, right? So let's go Afrika 2-1 on that one. Next series, we got Damwon versus Hanwha Life. Now that's my matchup of the day right here, okay? Hanwha Life coming in 9-5 game score, 4-1 series. Damwon coming in 4-1, 8-4 game score, which means this is essentially the battle for first place in the LCK. Now, Damwon is coming off an insane series versus Gen G where they got smacked in the mouth in the first game. In the early game, I'm going to say that because they made the game go 52 minutes in game 1. They did eventually lose that. But how do they bounce back? 2 of the most beautiful games I've ever seen in my life. Okay, they just starved Gen G out of everything. They didn't allow them to have anything. It was one of the most perfect macro games you could ever watch, right? So, who are they facing, right? Hanwha Life, who, check this out, combined kills per minute. They're number 1 in the LCK, so they like to play bloody, right? Well, where's Damwon? 0.63. So something's got to give here, right? Are they going to fall into Hanwha Life's trap, and are they going to play aggressive? Are they going to meet fire with fire? I don't necessarily think so, but I do think that they have the skill cap to do it, right? I think they could show us a whole new dimension here. If Damwon, they can predict a lot of these compositions, right? Hanwha Life was coming in with some really, really interesting compositions. They really like the Yone for Chovy, but interesting, I noticed the first game was insane, but the second game he played was he got caught out a lot. It was, he's trying to push the plays past where maybe they should be pushed, right? So I think Hanwha Life's going to come in here game 1. They're going to have some kind of crazy composition. Everyone's going to get all excited, and then Damwon's simply just going to smack them in the mouth. I think Damwon 2-0's here, and I think they really show us their dominance inside of the LCK, as I do think they're still the best team in the LCK, and yeah, they're going to put us on watch tomorrow, I think. So I got a 2-0 for Damwon there. Now let's move over to the LPL. LNG versus Estar. That's an interesting first matchup because LNG is one of those teams, right, where, let's look at this roster. Makuya, he's very new top laner. I don't love what I've seen, but yeah, he's there. Tarzan, love what I've seen out of Tarzan. Icon, love that duo. Love Light, love Iwandi. It's a great. I think this roster is good, but am I going to say they're great? No. But here's the thing: combined kills per minute. They're dead last in the LPL, and that's for a reason, right? Because look at this: mid to late 7.4. They're 5th in the LPL. Early game 7th. They're pretty good, right? This team plays a more macro-oriented game, and it results in them not having a lot of kills. They like to have Makuya be on a split pusher, right? They don't love to team fight. So they're facing a team in Estar who's kind of the opposite. They love to team fight, right? But the thing is, what wins out there, right? Because when you're more macro oriented, that's when you see those games. Oh, they're down 3 kills to 1, but they're up 4K in gold, you know? So that's ultimately what I think is going to happen. And the nail in the coffin for me is this goal difference at 15. I just think that's the only chance Estar has to win versus LNG is to get a massive early game start. And I just don't love it. Throw over here too, opponents combined record. LNG's been playing better teams. Estar is coming off 2 0-2 losses in a row, one to IG, one to FPX. So yeah, I'm going to give the edge to LNG here. I think it's going to be one of the lower scoring series in terms of DFS, and I'm going to give them 2-0 because I really don't think Estar has shown us a lot. They can beat some of those lower tier teams, Thunder Talk, Rogue Warriors, but I don't think they're going to beat a top 6 team in LNG. The last matchup. This is the matchup of the day in the LPL. The Damwon versus HLE is, I guess, in the LCK. But this is close for overall top. WE versus RNG. Look at this. WE third in early game. RNG sixth. Mid to late. RNG second. WE third. This is going to be a hype matchup. But this is what worries me. Opponents combined record. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. RNG still has not played nobody, okay? Look at this. Match history. V5. I picked V5 to upset them, and I'm not going to lie, I was wrong on that one, but look, the series was close. V5 almost took that third game, right? If they would have had that third game, we're talking about a different scenario here. We're talking about RNG coming off a loss to V5 facing WE, who's currently first in the LPL, right? Look at this. Remember, both teams are undefeated, so 9-0 here. But I think that 5-14 really matters. Look, Thunder Talk, Suning. Obviously, I was talking way too much smack on them. They're still good. But OMG, Thunder Talk, V5, Suning. They still haven't played a team like FPX. They haven't played a team like Invictus. They haven't played a team like WE, right? So we don't know exactly what we're gonna get out of this RNG squad. They do love to fight. They do love to make it a little sloppy. So that could get WE into some problems, right? WE does have the new mid laner Shanks, but the fact that he's always in the top, conversation for rookie of the week, he's shown us a lot, right? This guy has shown us a lot. He doesn't die much, which is massive. Look at this. This is why they brought him in over Teacher Ma, right? He did have the 5 deaths in both the losses, right? But look at in the wins. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. This guy plays about as safe as you can get, right? And he's facing a guy in Cryan. I'm not going to say Cryan's not safe, but Cryan is as well a hype young mid laner, right? So there is a theory where you get behind RNG, to just kind of bring WE down into the mud with them, right? And maybe they scale on them because RNG does have the better mid to late game rating, right? But overall, when I watch the film here, I just have to go WE. And coming off their 6 wins in a row, the team looks insane. Beishong had a great game. Breathe is already looking immensely better than Morgan ever looked, right? So think about this team was fighting last split to be one of the top LPL teams, right? They were showing us a lot of improvement. Now you're talking about they improved in mid lane and top, and they're playing a team in RNG who they have a couple suspect Wei, Xiaohu in the top lane. This team is good, right? And they've shown us some impressive things so far, right? But they haven't played a team like WE. And WE is going to come out there and they're going to smack them in the mouth. So I got WE. I'm not going to say 2-0 because I hope that it goes 3 games. I'm going to say WE 2-1. So I got Afrika 2-1 over Nongshim. I got Damwon 2-0 over Hanwha Life. I got LNG 2-0 over Estar. And I got WE 2-1 over RNG. Now, if you want my full DFS breakdowns, I do offer those on Patreon. If you're playing DFS or anything like that, patreon.com/DFS Hitman. But anyways, thanks for listening, and make sure to give me a subscribe if you can. Good luck, everybody.